Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 and ballyspring. So I'm in May 2, day after from the last episode. Still working on the grass fields. I'm nearly finished off. I've just got one last job to start off, but I'm going to be using Courseplay for that. But first, just want to point out the amount of bales I got. I think turned out pretty well. Remember, these are 5,500 litre bales, so pretty much the 150s. And I got 68. So I got 68 bales and I put them all into this side, and that's all the ones that are fermenting. If we need any now on the left hand side, they're all fermented. But overall, I think that's not a bad, decent amount. Obviously we could have got more. We only got about 85% yield in precision farming, so I will go into that in a second and talk you through like the yield and where we're at. I mean, there's quite a few things to talk about in general with this map as well. We have had an update, and I don't know if you can just tell on the horizon. There is the white area, I think, as well. Just make it out. Maybe there's like a bit of, it looks like water. There's a good reason for that, and it's also something that I've been trying to figure out if best to start, which is an update to the map. So we'll just quickly start this guy off. He's just basically spreading slurry for me in the last field. All the other ones are done. We obviously baled up and everything, so that side of the field of work is done. Grass is all happy. I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll jump over to about here. This should be fine. And I do have a load of stuff to put away as well. But yeah, it's a bit of a mess at the moment, the yard is. Just trying to think. It's probably better to fly up, actually. Let's fly up and I'll show you. So you can see in the distance there's obviously a problem with the terrain of the map. Now this is basically because the Giants updated the game to 1.91, I think it is, and by doing that we're having these kind of issues. Now if I go close to that, it will be fine. It's just when it's at the distance, so it's not game breaking as such right now, but yeah, it's a problem. Now I could find a fix for this because luckily there is an update to the map, and I have to say it's worth a shout out because this update is pretty decent. It's impressive, but the problem is it requires a new save game. So all this hard work I've put into it, I'd have to start again, and I'm thinking it's probably a good time to do the transition to a new save and set up. It's probably not when my crops are growing. It's probably when they're either ready to harvest, because I can easily just use the easy dev mob and set the fields where they are, or wait till I've chopped everything and done the harvest, like maybe the end of the year kind of thing, and just spawn in some bales and so on. But if we do get some like whole crop bales, I can spawn them, and it's just the maize silage we're not going to be able to spawn in as loose products. I could put it into a trailer and then manually, you know, just keep doing it, putting it in and rolling it, compacting it, and waiting for it to ferment again. But it just seems like a bit of a faff to do that. It might be better to just spawn in some maize silage bales, try and match the amount that we had in loose maize silage, and then again the next time round, yeah, we can carry on and do some in the bunker, because it is worth changing to this update. It really is. I mean, there was a few bugs, don't get me wrong, with this map when it started out, but it was, you know, first ever version of the map. There's always going to be a few bits and bobs that they spot. But the things they've added, let me talk you through it. So, because if you are interested in the map, it's probably worth starting a new save game yourself, or if you haven't played, now's the perfect time to start on this map. So I've just got the log up now, and fixed issues with the calf igloos. So the calf igloos that are inbuilt into the map you can now use. Now I am using the ones Now I am using the external mod that's on ModHub that obviously works with the enhanced animal system, which is perfect for me because the enhanced animal system is an absolutely cracking mod that really does change the game for animals, and it just gets better each time they do an update, so I'm kind of happy with that. They've added support for animal grazing mod, so you can use animal grazing mod in the pastures. Luckily I got that set up by Mark, so big shout out again for Mark for helping me out, which he does a lot for the channel. Mark does, he helps me left, right and centre all the time with every single thing I have. I go to Mark with so many requests, and I don't know, every time he somehow says yes, so big shout out to Mark Thor, and go check his mod out on ModHub. It's the new fast baler, so definitely go check that out because it's a cracking mod as well. But yeah, massive shout out to Mark again for so much support to the channel. So yeah, as well, what they've done is added new cattle breeds to choose from, so that in itself is worth a new save because we can get different types of breeds of cow now. It's not just having like the Holstein and I think it's like the Angus and Limousin, I think it's something like that within the game. You've got different types of breeds now within the cow, so I'm not sure if that has a different effect on the amount of milk or the amount you sell the cow if you're simulating cows for beef and all that kind of good stuff. I mean, that's worth just trying out for that alone. They fixed the silage pits, fixed issues with the horses so you can ride them now. Start from scratch mode now starts with no vehicle. Slurry pits at the main farm no longer deleted when farm manager will start from scratch. AI worker now detects all fields. They modified the mission vehicles to be more suitable to the map. Improve the traffic basically and the behaviour, decrease collision size on the traffic, terrain smoothing. They've converted all gates on the map to be placeable so they can now be sold, so you don't have to do what I did, which is go into Giant's Editor to remove them. It's actually all sorted. I'm just going to have to move my mouse over here and scroll down. There is that many things they've changed and updated. They converted the buildings on each yard to placeables so you can now be sold, so they can now be sold. Converted all hedges, walls and fences to animated objects so they can now be removed. Amazing. Added more farmlands to break up the unused space, so they've obviously added even more farms to the map, or farmland areas. Updated the soil map, which is a good one for me because that's the one thing I kind of had a bit of a problem with, really, is the fact that everything, absolutely everything, is, let's just go to, probably best to show you. I know you've probably already seen it if you're following the series, but yeah, everything's basically silty clay. So now we've got a bit of a added variety when it comes to that, which is good to see because you can kind of like try and buy fields alone, for example, because obviously it gives you the better yield. I think it's like 125% yield, whereas right now with silty clay I'm only getting 85% at best, so it makes a difference in that regard. And they've added collectibles, so if you're into that, and they've also added fantasy license plate options, whatever that is. I'm not entirely sure what that is. Added support for the mud system mod, which is great because that's on Court Farms, and it's really good to see little spots around the farm where the mud would build up and you go through it, you can get stuck and it slows you down. It's really nice to see. It's kind of makes the map more enjoyable and you can be more realistic as well. And the good thing about it, you can remove it if you wanted to, so it's not like you need to have it to play the map. If you prefer not to play it, you can. And then there's just fixed issues with some trees, and general improvements and optimization. So that in itself means for me, like, there's three things there, massive things. You got the mud, you got the new animal breed types, which is obviously really good, and then you've got the precision farming soil map that's now on the map itself. So that for me is worth a new save game, but the problem is, like I said, just time to do it, and they've even put out another update towards that update that fixes the problem we're seeing in the background because the Giants update. So, I could change it, but I really do enjoy playing on this map at the moment. I've really wanted to get into a map that's got Maze Plus, precision farming, all that good stuff, and now I'm really getting into it. To start a new save game would just be too much of a step backwards, so we're going to have to do it at the right time, and then I'll just do some work behind the scenes to make it look exactly like we've got now, and fingers crossed, yeah, you won't really notice a difference. But I don't think the time is right now. We're going to get through this year first. We're going to finish off harvesting, obviously, our soybeans down at the bottom, and then we'll probably do some more hay as well. So these 4 fields we've just chopped for silage will turn into hay on the second cut, and then we'll do the maize silage and the whole crop silage. And I think at that point I'll start a new save and we'll have a look at the animals and everything like that. So that's enough talking about the map. we need to crack on and get some work done. I have got this worker, like I said, going in here. It's probably just doing... Yeah, there you go. He's got stuck. He's got stuck. He's like... She is. Sorry. Where are you going, love? So you need to go over here. The turn you did just wasn't good enough, was it? I don't know. When she gets on the headlands, we should be alright. So we'll start off about here. And just go for it. There we go. Happy days. Don't get stuck again. First thing I'll show you as well. Another thing I should probably go and have a look at actually how much we've got left when it comes to... you can see the slurry's going down, so I have got the workers using the slurry in here. Now, we're still at 26,000 litres, and that's with doing all 4 fields. I have, however, got a massive, massive pile of manure. 75,000 litres to be exact. Now, we are going to use this in this episode today. We're going to be putting it onto the maize silage field so we can add nitrogen. I think it's just them two, if I remember rightly, that need nitrogen. Soybeans don't need anything because obviously they don't require any nitrogen. But yeah, it's pretty much 142 and 151. We're going to get them sorted. But to save a bit of money, we're going to put down some muck in each one of these. And I'm going to do this in this episode today. Obviously, we've got the worker going around in this field. And these 4 fields are at the required rate for grass, so that's fine. It's interesting to look at the path though. You can see by not using the manure spreader sensor, whatever it's called within precision farming, without using that, you can see that it does have an effect on the kind of homogenization of the slurry as it's throwing out. So it's good to see because you're getting a different rate of application. It's definitely clear, which I do like. So if we do improve in the future, get a decent muck spreader, more decent muck spreader than what we've got, we can invest into that so we can get a nice even spray when we're doing some slurry spreading. But yeah, it's good how it doesn't require much nitrogen as well because it saves the time, and we get, I think the slurry then and the muck on grass fields goes further, which is good to see. So yeah, we'll definitely get these 2 fields sorted out with some muck, but then instead of carrying it on and getting it right up to the point we need it to with some liquid fert, we're going to do some herbicide. We're going to kill the weeds in all the fields we've got them, and there is a few now. There we go. So we're going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4 fields and get rid of these weeds, because then at that point we don't have to do anything with the soybeans, and we don't have to do anything but apply that last amount of nitrogen to get the maize up to the required amount. I think that'll be a good point to end this episode on, because we've then done pretty much everything that we set out to do with setting the fields up for harvest. They're all ready to go then, and we just need to do another cut of hay. Yeah, and Bob's your uncle, as they say. I probably should also mention that I did get rid of my wrapper. So I had the other wrapper and decided to sell it, which got me some money back, but also lease this one out. And I think leasing is a good option to try and generate a bit of cash while we're not massively loaded. So decided to get this on lease. We'll keep it on lease until our leasing costs become crazy each month. If that happens, then we'll have to start either buying it or sending it back, because we have got a sprayer on lease as well, which is the one we're going to be using. But I think currently where we're at, we're not too bad. Just going to sort some of this stuff out, just move it around so we're okay to get in them fields. I mean, really, we probably want this massey for the sprayer, and we'll go and do that first. In fact, no, let's get the muck spread. That's what we should do, and we'll use the actual the beefy tractor for that. And we'll get the... Ooh, that was bad driving. Bad driving. Just thought I could park it into there. Let's try that again, eh? Yeah, we'll get the voucher. We'll get the voucher on the job with the muck spreader, because it's going to be quite a heavy task. I think I just got that in there. I catched just about anyway. Yeah, let's go. We'll attach this up to the sprayer anyway, because we're going to be using that with some herbicide. We'll make sure that's all set up, and then we'll start the muck spreading, because the voucher will be finished in a minute doing that field. There's not much left, and we can just switch over. We have got liquid fert in this, but we want herbicide, so I'm going to have to just empty this out quickly. There we go. I'll block that out for myself, so that wasn't the best idea in the world. I'm going to have to just do that for a second. There we go. There wasn't anything in it anyway, it was hardly empty, so I could lift it up without using super strength, so it's not too bad. Yeah, that's not going to work. Let's go and get the Merlot and finish this off and do this properly. I did see in the comments as well in the last video about getting a skid steer. Now I think a skid steer is a really good idea because obviously getting them pallets of wool out last time were a bit of a pain, so having that skid steer option would make things much better for us. These tight spaces, it is a tight yard, it really is. I think it's a good idea. Because even the Merlot, it's not massive, really. But it really does still struggle. It really does. Right, there we go. So that's that done. That's ready to go as soon as we get the muck spreader sorted out. Let's just put that over there. It's not going to be in the way. Job done. And then we'll put... In fact, we'll keep this out just in case we do need some more. There is a few fields after all, so we might get through it and need a bit of a refill. So if I just put the Merlot over here, I'm ready for that. There we go. So let's just jump over to... There you go. So that's all done. So we'll get rid of the course, and that's all the grass fields fertilised, ready for the next chop, which is obviously going to be the hay. So not too bad really. I'll tell you one thing though, these hills, they never get better. They only ever get worse, they never get better. I'm telling you that now. We're going to have to look at getting a medium base tractor that's got a little bit more power. But we want to try and keep it a small frame. Now I have looked, when I originally started the series, I did say it's going to be difficult to do that. But I have looked and there is a few options that probably would still work on this map. It's got to be realistic though. I don't want to try and, bring some crazy sized tractor on the farm. And even though it'll turn through a gate, it's just something you probably wouldn't see on this style farm. I still think we could probably go a bit more though, because even though this has got quite a lot of horsepower under the bonnet, it's a very small tractor. So, yeah, we can do better. We can. So we'll look at that probably after we've done the soybeans harvest and sold that for the best price. It'll give us a good idea then of how much money we've got, and we're going to have to sell one tractor. So we'll see which one to get rid of. It could be an idea to get rid of basically like the John Deere or the Massey. I probably wouldn't want to get rid of the Massey because I just really like that mod as a whole. But yeah, maybe the John Deere because they're pretty much around the same, the John Deere and the Massey. And we'll obviously keep the Ford because the Ford's a nice little tractor for the small jobs. Right, so that's that done. You'll need the Merlot and the bucket for this. And I might also get front weight on this tractor on the way out. Just to see if it helps it out. Right, there we go. Some beefy tyres on this. It really is. Right, so let's use the muck grab. Hopefully it picks up quite a bit. I can't remember what I set this one up to. Could be about, 5,000. Brilliant. That saves us doing loads of them. I'm not even sure what this holds. First time I've used this now, so let's hope it's pretty decent. I think it might be about 20, which is not bad at all. I mean, it will go down quite quick, but I mean that's 10,000 already, straight out there. So as soon as we've done this, we can then apply herbicide to the other fields, and yeah, there won't be much left then at all. I'm hoping I get a decent amount, put it that way, when it comes to maize silage as well, because not done maize silage often, especially in the bunker, so I'm hoping that I can get a bit more by doing it that way, but yeah, we'll have to find out. Definitely looking like it's just one more and then we should be full. There we go. I'm going to guess this is 20,000 and that's the last load. I'll be surprised if it's any more. Yeah, just about. Look, we got 16 litres left, so 20,000 capacity, which is not bad. Should go a long way. So we'll start on the small field, but first what I want to do is just see if I can grab a front weight. Wow, this is big. These tyres. I'm going to make this a bit of a challenge. I might have to take a better angle coming through. Just about. Just about. I should have a front weight line about somewhere. Don't know where I put it. Not sure where I put it. Right, we're going to have to just steal the one off here for the meantime until I find where I've been putting them. They'll be just scattered about the place. This one's a good enough size anyways. Pretty beach form. Move this out and we're finally good to go. Yeah, I'm looking forward to actually updating as well the map, because having mud on it and the better precision farming soil maps will be, well, it's just make this map even better. Never mind the breeds as well, because that's really interesting. If it's just visual, then even that's good enough, but if it actually does add in, you know, differences to the amount you're going to return from whatever breed you get, if it's the amount you sell for meat, whoa, 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 whoa. Too much weight behind that then. I did not want to stop at all. Go on, there we go. Honestly, coming down that hill there, and I should have probably known, because it did not want to stop at all. Look at them rear tyres. They look like they're about to explode. Look at that tyre. I feel sorry for this now, this muck spreader. It's just got way too much in. We'll start on this one up here, because yeah, I'm kind of intrigued now to see how well this is going to go. It just made me laugh though. The tyres look like they're about to fall off the rim. They're massive though, massive. But then again, that should help us when it comes to doing this job, especially uphill. We should get more grip. We'll find out. We shouldn't do any crop damage as well. We're at that point. The only kind of damage we'll do will actually suit us, because we'll be doing it to the weeds. That's not too bad, is it? Yeah, we could probably get a bigger spread on a different muck spreader, but do you know what? I like this. They do. It holds enough anyway. That's a fact. I mean, this is probably the perfect size field for it. The other one that's uphill and obviously bigger might be a bit of a challenge on that one, which is why it's ideal for spraying. But we'll get through it. Probably just finish off this first load. And we're doing well. We've only used a small amount, so we're still at 86%. So this actually could do the whole field. And it's applying a good rate. I'm not going to need hardly any liquid fertiliser at this rate. I'd have to check. It might actually cover it. We'll do 2 headlands and then we'll work our way inside the field then, doing up and downs. But the only thing you will notice is when I'm doing a bit of damage, or I think it's the damage, we're leaving a yellow section where it's not actually supplying any of the nitrogen, so that's interesting to see. Not sure what that is. If it's my tyres, then again it would be underneath. Yeah, I'm not sure. But we can always finish it off, like I said, when we get the sprayer out. It's going to save us buying too much fertiliser, and we need to shift some. We've got enough of it that we definitely need to shift some. We've done well with the slurry. I mean, there is a bit, obviously quite a bit left, but we got rid of about 45,000 litres, which is not bad at all. Probably going to generate even more of that, so yeah, if it means that we can be completely organic and not use any products, then why not? It's just the herbicide for that is the issue. I guess, you know, using a weeder that's got can get rid of the medium weeds is probably ideal, but they're not, you know, as big. There's more work involved in them. It really is. Yeah, doing an organic farm would be a challenge. It probably would, because you'd have to, like I'm playing it on 3 days, and some of the crop types I'm not getting the option to even. I'm not getting the option to get rid of the weeds with the weeder, manual weeder. I have to just jump straight to medium-sized weeds. But with the soybeans, I think it was. No, it wasn't the soybeans. It was with the was it the wheat we planted in? Yeah, it was, in the whole crop field. That went straight to the small size weed, so I could use the weeder for that. So it's interesting how it misses some, but not all the crop types. I mean, if I increased it to like 5 days in game time, would that then give me the option, or is it just dependent on the crop whether you get the small weed type? I'm not sure, but we're at 50% in here. 50%. I mean, am I actually doing damage to them? Sure, it would be. Should probably be killing the weeds off. I think so. We'll have a look now with the tyres. Don't think I am. Is crop damage not on? It should be. Let's just see if it is. 3 days. That's all set properly. Yeah, it's off. It's off. That's weird. Well, it's not off now. That's the main thing. And we shouldn't be doing crop damage anyway, because obviously these, you know, our maize hasn't grown enough. We can still use any size tyre. We'll have to see where it's at. When we do come back in it, we might need to switch to a different size tyre, or just make our own tram lines, which was my original plan. But we could go to narrow tyres if we wanted to. Well, at least that's one field done, and it's actually turned out pretty well. We quickly just scoot over there. You can see that 151 is quite, well, it's pretty much close to fully fertilised. It's just the small bits inside, so we'd have to go through it again with the liquid fertiliser spray and just finish that off. I may as well top up, because obviously we're at 48%. That's lasted a long time. I only put in around 10,000 litres on the field. Is, well, it means that this muck's going to go a lot further than we probably want it to. But then again, we did get rid of 20,000 litres in that, and it was 75,000, so we're doing alright. It's just knowing that it's going to last a while, and we haven't really got many other fields to go on. I mean, I do find this muck spreader, this muck grab, sometimes it doesn't grab the actual little bits over here and there. I mean, it doesn't matter, it's only a small amount, but yeah. So we only need to put probably 2 loads and a tiny bit on the third, and we'll be full again. Might even do the whole field. It's a bigger field, but it might do this. We'll have to find out. I mean, you can't even just pull up to this and automatically do it, but I kind of prefer to do it with a load all or telehandler front load or anything like that, really. But it's how it was in FS19. In FS19 you didn't have the option. There we go. Just a tiny amount there. So that's that done. So we'll put this down. Close that up. Maybe. There we go. And let's head out to the other field. It's a big field, and there's some really difficult sections that are uphill as well. So this is going to be a challenge. So what I'll do is I'll stick this bit on a time lapse. I might even then do a bit of the herbicide within the time lapse, and we'll see how we're getting on there. Hopefully this won't be too bad, but it's a lot of weight to try and pull up that hill, so we might have to take it from, I'd say probably going from side to side the field, diagonally across, horizontal, not up the field, because it's just going to be too much for this tractor with this much behind it.
Talk. can't sleep, no, no.
Right, so I'm halfway through the job. Not too bad. Just got 2 left to do, and it's the ones in front that we're going to be using for profit. We're selling the soybeans. So I'm probably going to finish them off in between episodes, just because I think it's quite a lot of a time lapse to do another 2 fields, and it's pretty much the same kind of job. What is that in between that bush there? Is that just a... I think that is just a flower of some sort. But again, not too bad. Really, we haven't got much left to do. The idea that I had at the start of this series was to obviously set everything up, try and get the best score we can with the kit we've started with, and then obviously over time, as we earn a bit of money, we improve on that kit and try and get the best score we can with the precision farming, and then obviously we're using Maize Plus Animal Systems mod, all that kind of good stuff to try and maximise on the animals, have the best feed for them, and then obviously try and get the best from the arable side of things. And I think we're doing pretty well. I really do. We're doing well on the grass. Obviously the silty clay is always going to give us a bit of a kick in the teeth for that. I mean, I think there's a tree floating over there. It looks like it. Yeah, it's probably, you never know, that might be one of them things that the update fixes. But let's just have a quick look so you can see. So these 2 are done now. I mean, all I've got to go and do in them fields is pretty much just spread tiny bit of fertilizer just in the areas you can see where I need it. We'll be using, you know, some probably liquid fertilizer, get the sensor on the go, but you can see that nitrogen's good already. It requires 180 for the maize that we've got in the field, so it's not too bad. We're close enough. It's not, obviously it's going to be quite quick to go around, and we're obviously going to save money on the amount of liquid fertilizer we end up buying, but we are running low on the herbicide, but I have got 1,000 litres left, so I'm hoping that should cover me for these 2 fields, but I might need to purchase just 1 more IBC to finish it off. But this is an important one. We really do need to try and maximise our yield in this, but as you can see in the bottom right, it does say potential yield's only 89. We're already at 82. Probably going to take a bit of a hit there because we're using herbicide as well, so not perfect, but I mean, we're close enough to the maximum we can get on this soil type, so I can't complain at that, and it's going to help us out, like I said, so we can improve. But with everything, I still want to try and figure out the best time to start a new save game. Now, when I say start a new save game, I'm going to try and do it where I just carry on from this point. I'll probably skip as well into year 3 if that's when I do it, and also, you know, I'll have the same kit, same field, same farm, try and have the same bale count, all that kind of good stuff. But if from anyone else that's started a new save game on ballyspring, let me know in the comment section what it's like with the obviously the breeds of the animals. That would be interesting to know a bit more about. And also, if you've had to start a new save game, how have you done it? Have you completely started again, different kit, you know, right from year 1, or have you tried to do what I'm going to do and pick the best time to do it, and then kind of have the same kind of kit, farm, everything as if nothing had changed? And how have you done that? Yeah, let me know. I'd be interested to see if you've got any tricks to get that done properly, and what the best way to go about it is. But in the next episode, we'll probably carry on trying to get everything processed. It might even be a point where I skip time and just do another cut of the grass so we can get some hay done. I mean, the only really thing that's going to be left is, like I said, just adding the nitrogen, because I'm going to get these 2 fields sorted over here, so it is just going to be adding that little bit of nitrogen onto the maize, and then we're pretty much set. So it's only hay, and then we'll start doing our actual harvesting, so that's going to be fun. I'm hoping the whole crop should be interesting. Maize will definitely be interesting, and obviously the soybeans is going to give us a nice bit of cash. We do also need to make sure we keep an eye on the feed, because the cows on this with Maize Plus, they really do, yeah, just take a lot of feed. They really do. I mean, they've gone down to 14,000 litres out there. We're going to have to start making some TMR mixes for them whilst they're out in the pasture. That's just how much feed they require. That's going to be fine for a while. And the sheep, yeah, we have got to take these 25 males when they're at 5 months. We're going to sell them. And then we're obviously keeping these, but they're doing all right for us, generating a bit of wool slowly. So yeah, keep an eye on these, because we're going to take them soon. That might be Depends how far I go forward to try and get that hay cut, because it might take a couple of months. It might be that we do that as well in the next episode. Take the 25 young rams or the lambs to obviously go and probably get on someone's Sunday dinner. But on that note, I am going to leave the video there. So thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up because that does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.